Well, hello there, and how are you doing, Cozy Club? Welcome into the Cozy Studio. If it's your first time here, I want to give you a warm welcome. We've got ourselves a banger of a video today, as we're going to be talking about the Sorcerer's Chosen a little bit more. I've seen comments on my YouTube videos, in the Discord, and on Twitch. You guys want to kind of dive into these SCs as they are a huge commitment and a very important decision. And really, the only main guide we had out there was before we got a lot of testing done with the Sorcerer's Chosen. We're going to call them the SC for the rest of the video. Today's video, though, is going to be about which SCs are going to be best with which Titans and why. And we're going to dive into all of the abilities that make them clutch for a certain Titan, like Merlin, for example, being very viable in the Lava Titan. Now, I'm sure you guys are aware, but we have tons of raid guides being pumped out each and every day, and they're all formed together to collide and collaborate with one another. Now, we've got the individual Master Titan guides. We have this Sorcerer Chosen Titan guide. We're going to be having a Master Cozy Team guide that will be probably in the next couple of days. And then finally, we'll be having the spell guide for each and every Titan, because so many little things matter when going up against the Titans on the siege on Olympus. And so today's video, we're going to be focusing about the SCs. Now, we already kind of said that we re-ranked them a little bit, and we're kind of starting to find out that really ranking them is pointless, as all of them are pretty important for depending on the Titan and depending on the team that you'll be using them on, as every single one of them have a team that works. Now, I will say at the bottom of the barrel per se is probably Olaf and Sally, but there are some amazing teams we're going to be showing you guys in a couple of days that utilize those characters. But let's go ahead and dive into this graphic that I have made for you guys to send to your clubs and send to people that might be struggling on which Sorcerer's Chosen to plug into the Titan. We're about to go and dive into that graphic, but first, we've got the QOTD, the question of the day. And the question of today is going to be a fun one because I feel like I see this a lot on a lot of the Twitch streams and YouTube stuff I do. If DSA, I don't know, did like a free hall pass where everybody got one T9 character, the question is, which character would you take up to T9 instantly to kind of complete your squad or complete your roster? Want to hear down in the comments below. Let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So we have the Sorcerer's Chosen. Now, by now, I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing about these guys, but we wanted to get one more video to kind of wrap them all together, and this is going to tie very important into our Master Raid Team Guide video because with every team you bring in, there is a massive difference on which Sorcerer's Chosen you bring in depending on the Titan. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We've got obviously the 8 Sorcerer's Chosen being Merlin, Frozone, Oogie Boogie, Sally, Jack. We have Olaf, Horn King, and Queen of Hearts. Now, the main thing with this is we're going to have about 6 recommendations per Titan. Some are obviously much better than others, and obviously since a lot, and by a lot I mean everybody, is not doing heroic yet, you can mix and match and kind of put these where you best think they fit. However, some are going to be a whole lot better than others. So starting with the Lava Titan, we've got ourselves these 6 Sorcerer Chosens that you see here. Looking at the 6 guys and why they are going to excel, let's dive into it. We have Merlin as our first option here. Merlin is going to be the GOAT, A, because he can summon one, B, his cleansing for the Lava Titan is absolutely massive. Anything with cleansing in the raid in general is no new secret with Merlin, and how the Lava Titan works is he's going to take and deal more damage with harmful effects out there, and he's going to deal less damage if there aren't harmful effects. And so obviously Merlin is going to be great and fill that slot as a cleanser for your team against the big ugly Taco Bell burrito, as I like to call them. Now, we also have some other choices here. Frozone's going to be great, of course, because of the slow mechanic. And if you guys saw the Lava Titan guide, slows are going to prevent the Lava Titan from doing some of his mechanics and allows you to get more hits in. So Frozone naturally is a really great choice there as well. We've got Oogie Boogie and Sally. Both are great. You have Oogie Boogie for the fear aspect and Sally as well. And then also we have Sally included for the blinds. We're going to talk about that a little bit more here on the other Titans, but blinds with Sally are just absolutely vital. And getting the slows on the Lava Titan is of key importance. And so definitely trying to get fear out there with one of those two is going to serve you pretty well. Now, I will say, obviously, those with mass silences or Merlin even, when you get to heroic, you're going to want to save those probably for the other Titans that you need to manage those summonable units. But right now, these are all going to be great options. Olaf is great for his cleansing and his basic attack to kind of reduce the turn meter. This guy's already very slow, so anything else to kind of slow him down even further is going to allow you to hit empowered state a lot more and deal a lot more damage. Lastly, I've got the Horn King here. He's just great for the damage. Does good, solid damage runs altogether. The only specific SCs that we left off the Lava Titan is going to be the Queen of Hearts and Jack Skellington. There's just better places to use them. Definitely, though, Merlin, Oogie, Frozone, and Sally are going to be my favorites for this Titan. Let's go ahead and jump over to the Tornado Titan. And guys, you can see on the screen right here, the Tornado Titan is no one to mess around with. And the SCs you take in are probably most imperative on the other three. The Lava Titan, you can get away with bringing just about anybody. But these three Titans, it's going to matter a little bit more. And so starting with the Tornado Titan, we have Sally in the top left. Now, the gold border represents the best characters in this selection. All of these are great options. Sally versus the Twisters is one of my personal favorites. There's only so much silence, sleep, and stasis to go around to manage the tornadoes. Sally and her blinds of AoE is insane to give you much more survivability and kind of plug that slot. I often go in with nobody that has silence or that can handle the tornadoes, but between Sally and the blinds that she can pump out and the fear that she has and the turn meter removal, she works perfect for the Twisters, providing you with a lot more survivability. Now, Merlin is obviously great with his basic, able to sleep quickly, and you can shadow him and go ahead and sleep each of the tornadoes for quick insta-kills. And of course, his GOAT ability to remove turn meter. Now, of course, Oogie Boogie and the Queen of Hearts stand out the most here as they've got the AoE silence, which is just a game changer. As you guys are well aware, when you go against the Twisters are what kill you, not the tornado. And having QOH or Oogie is going to really provide you with a ton of viability and get your runs lasting a little bit longer. I like Oogie a bit more than Queen just because Oogie is going to allow you to have the taunt and focus some of that fire. Although Queen allows you not to have someone that can do summonable units. Both of them great options. And we also have Jack Skellington and Horn King. So Jack is great. Love him specifically for this Titan. If you're kind of out of options and you have Jack in a Hercules team, love putting Hercules on the far right or left slot of the team, and then you assign the Pumpkin Shield over to Hercules, and he can just kind of absorb all that damage. You have someone adjacent to him like Miguel that can take the hits as well, and you don't even have to worry about the Twisters because Hercules can take the damage between Pumpkin Shield, his passive, and the protects and how he works. And so you guys can tell we've got a little Hercules there with the Pumpkin Shield. Now, obviously, Horn King has summonable units as well and has good AoEs that can get the job done, as well as just providing and being the sole damage dealer. You guys are going to see that in the raid team guide. But altogether, all of these SCs are pretty vital. Personal favorites, obviously, are the two that can do mass AoE silences. And then, of course, Sally is very clutch on this Titan. Let's move right along to the Rock Titan. This guy is one that we don't have a full specific Titan guide out for yet that will be coming. The Rock Titan can be tricky. He can be very tricky because he cannot be stuck with harmful effects as his tenacity is through the roof. And you're going to have to work your way around that, right? And so let's dive into what is going to be important with the Rock Titan. Obviously, Jack Skellington. You guys saw the video about him and Fear altogether. One of the more important videos I have out there for understanding potency. However, Jack Skellington is going to obviously be the MVP for the Rock Titan, having a giftable taunt, putting out non-avoidable fear, which in turn allows you to do harmful effects and sets up a lot of different teams. You don't want to waste him on teams that don't need to be inflicting harmful effects. You want to put him in the Hades and the downtown villain teams that need those harmfuls. Now, obviously, Frozone, great option as well. He cannot be resisted with his slows either. A little bit of a risk sometimes because the slows can be tough to stick on him. And so you have to rely on Frozone for the majority, but it's nice to be able to slow him down. You can do double damage to both of the heads. Very solid choice as well. The other options we do have for the Rock Titan, the ones in the gold, are going to be Oogie Boogie with that big time taunt and big crit immunity. Very, very vital and important for the Rock Titan, having the taunts going to avoid the crag press, to avoid defense down. The whole kit works together, and Oogie is kind of at the center of that as a great SC tank. And then, of course, we have Olaf. Now, Olaf is actually going to excel the most here. In my team guide, you'll see the teams that work best with Olaf. But Olaf, he actually does some work on the Rock Titan. You know, he can keep you guys alive. If you do the charm, it spreads nice continuous damage over to your allies. You know, he's got turn meter reduction. And altogether, I just like the way that Olaf works with this guy. You can assign taunts on him and just have the Rock Titan smash him over and over. It won't matter, because Olaf will come right back up with his passive. Olaf works out great here. Obviously, Merlin's going to be good to get rid of the continuous damage. You have Horn King that's able to do AoE on both of the rock heads. Both pretty solid options, although the 3 gold ones are going to be the ones mainly to stick with. And then last, but certainly not least, and that's speaking from experience, the Ice Titan. Now, it's funny, like, the Ice Titan, when he becomes empowered, he just decides you don't get to play the game anymore. He puts the ice spikes up one shoulder and you're done, right? The Ice Titan has a lot of complexity to him. I find him to be one of the more easy ones if you put it and take them down in the right order. However, with the Ice Titan, managing the offense downs to imprison is the entire thing. If you cannot keep your team debuff cleansed, and you cannot keep the heals up to keep them alive and well, it's going to be a swift, quick ending for you against the Ice Titan. And you'll have Hercules, a perfectly amazing character that can get so much damage, literally sit there until he dies. Like, there's nothing that you can do if you don't bring in cleansers. So obviously, guys, Merlin is going to be the top of the top recommended for this guy because he has the natural cleansing. Sally's good for the blinds to keep people going a little bit more. And then kind of the same song, same dance. We have the same as the Tornado Titan. The AoE silences are very important. And Frozone with the slows can work to your advantage as well. The Ice Titan is mainly about cleansing, right? Like, have a cleanser and you're good. These guys are going to complement those. You know, with the Lava Titan, Olaf is in there to give some healing to kind of keep you guys alive and keep the scalding down. However, with the Ice Titan, it's just about keeping the debuffs off, which in turn is probably why I like Oogie a little bit better in that slot. Again, mainly because, of course, Queen of Hearts will be great with her summonable units against the Twister. A great character. The cooldown's a little bit long, but with Oogie Boogie, having that taunt prevents your whole team from being debuffed pretty massively. So with Oogie, you want to make sure you have him with the right team and the right squad. Again, Cozy Club, this graphic should help you guys out when you're going against and making your teams up for the raid. But all the SCs are going to be pretty important. We've ranked them again. We've done it on the Twitch a ton, and then also a little bit here on the YouTube channel. Behind me here, you guys can see the SCs. One last time, obviously, Frozone being a big priority, and Merlin with all the cleansing and slows you need. Jack is amazing if you're struggling to inflict fear, or you have kind of harmful effect-based teams. You have to have one of either Oogie or Queen of Hearts. You don't need both. Both are great, and you're going to get better runs if you have both. But either or is going to get the job done. And then, of course, you've got these other 3 that can all have their own uses and mechanics. Now, before you're doing Heroic, feel free to put a couple together. Right off the bat, Merlin and Horn King work well together. Actually, Horn King with any of these mythicals work well. And then, obviously, Sally and Jack have a little bit of synergy between them two, which kind of lends me to believe that eventually we should be getting more SCs. Cozy Club, hopefully this gave you guys a little bit more focus. I know Sorcerer's Chosen, there's a lot to farm there, and there's a lot to digest. But hopefully this gives you a little bit more of a starting ground on which characters to take in which. Again, we have a full raid team guide coming, and you're going to be looking at a spot in that guide that says a specific Sorcerer Chosen Titan or Titan-specific SC. And with that being said, these guys are going to matter. It's going to matter where you put them and especially how they complement each team. I mean, clearly you want to take advantage of the overall Titan strategy, but also the team synergy that you bring in. My friends, thank you so much for stopping by the Cozy Club today. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We've got a great amount of videos teaching you guys everything you need to know. And until next time, my friends. stay cozy.